everyone, and thanks for joining me. It's Anne, the Certified OBM. Just if you like this, quick reminder to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button to find out about the new episodes that come up. Today, I'm going to talk to you about planning, which is something that I really enjoy and really passionate about, and absolutely see the importance of it in business and in, let's face it, and in life as well. So I am a planner. I plan lots of things. So I will plan my weekly meals and my shopping list. I have a holiday packing list. I plan some holidays. I plan my days, my weeks, my months. I help my clients plan for their goals. So all things planning, I love doing it, but it is a way of me making sure I kind of keep control of what I'm doing, how I'm going to do something. And there are lots of metaphors, lots of examples about why planning is important. So there's a Chinese proverb about, well, if you're sitting here and want shade, you needed to have thought about that however many years before to plant a seed for a tree, and it's going to be here. That's somebody who's thinking ahead. So planning is about thinking ahead for the future. And let's face it, that's really important in business, isn't it? We know where we want to be. We've got goals. We've got financial goals. We've got just goals of where we're going to be in the business, products and services we want to launch, maybe new team members we want to bring on. We've got those goals, but how are we going to get them without a plan? Now, that's not to say you're not going to get them, because you might, by chance, you might happen upon something that means that your goals are realised. But realistically, if you don't plan, you're not going to reach your goal, or certainly not in the timely manner that you want. It's so easy to think, I haven't got time to plan. And you're not alone thinking this. So many people think, well, do you know what? I haven't got time to step away and to plan. Okay, but then you're always living in the moment. You're always fighting those fires. You will struggle to do anything proactively, which means those fires are going to keep on coming up. And that for long term getting goals doesn't help. So let's forget for a moment that you're too busy to plan. We can find time to plan. We can do a little bit of planning, 10 minutes every day. Or it might be, I'm going to delegate something, a project, to a team, and I'm going to use that time. I'm going to get an OBM on. They're going to help me plan and help me get some of my time back in my life. But it is really vital that you do it. But why? So this is the important thing. I'm telling you, you need to plan. But why? So one common thing I found with a lot of business owners, and you know what, I can be susceptible to this as well, is the overwhelm. The overwhelm of being in your business, of managing those day-to-day tasks, of keeping on top of things, on dealing with clients, on dealing with communications, on dealing with people and team. All of this, there's so much noise in your world. But by planning, by sort of stepping out, carving that time out, it helps you, it helps relieve the overwhelm. It means people in your team know what's going on. There are processes to follow. All the structure in the background, that's by planning. Having standard operating procedures, well, there's some planning in that. You've thought through, you've planned the future. You can shift from reactive to strategic. So I said, you know what, when you're fighting fires, you haven't got a moment to think, to start being proactive. And the proactivity, when you hit that point, that's when your business can really start to grow and change, because you're thinking about, okay, what's next? What's next? If I do this, then what next? You're not fighting fires. You're not suddenly saying, oh, there's a calamity, I must deal with it now, and everything has to stop. You can see them ahead on your radar, and you can practically think, oh, such and such opportunity is coming up. So how am I going to make the most of it? That turns in from being reactive and fighting those fires to being able to have those strategic thoughts and think, I'm going to get ahead of the issues, I'm going to grow the business, I'm going to work with these opportunities, and how am I going to do that? Reclaiming your time. So yes, there is that challenge, a chicken and egg challenge to a degree, where you might be sat there thinking, well, I haven't got time to plan. We'll find the time. We'll come back to that in a second. But effective planning will help you moving forward prioritize and delegate your tasks. You will create more breathing room for you. You'll be able to focus on the things that you really need, whether that's in your business or in your personal life. It does mean that you'll be able to say, I don't need to do that now, or I can give it to so-and-so. But you need to have that plan in order to be able to prioritize that and work on different focuses. If you don't plan, there's going to be uncertainty. So you've got your goal, and if you're just hoping for the best with no plan, there's no certainty that you're going to get there. There's no confidence that you're going to reach your goal. You might reach it partially, you might not reach it at all. But planning takes away the guesswork. You've got the clear goals. So how are we going to get there? Well, we're going to do X, Y, Z. That's your strategy, ready to implement. So you can have that confidence that you're going to get to your goal. You know exactly what steps to take. Planning also helps combat decision fatigue. Now, this is something I'm so familiar with. And essentially, it's when you get to the point where you just can't make decisions. And there are times in the day, particularly, for example, when that's more likely to happen. So if, for example, you don't know what you're having for dinner, it's been a long day, you're tired, you've been working, you've got the kids shouting in your ear, it is really difficult to make that decision. It's not a difficult decision. What do you want for dinner? That's quite an easy question. But when your brain is not in that state, it's fatigued, it's struggling to make decisions, you can't even make the simple decisions. But by planning ahead, you're kind of you're setting yourself up, you're almost dealing with the decisions beforehand. And you're saying, well, actually, right now, I'm sitting here and I'm planning and I'm making the decisions now. That's okay. So that when you get sort of 6 months down the line or however far in advance you're planning, you say, well, these are my list of instructions. I'm going to do that. I don't need to make the decisions. It means I have less decisions. So the decisions that I do need to make can be made more quickly and efficiently. By planning, planning is my passion. It's part of my business. It's part of what I do. It's part of me. So I'm passionate about that. Not everyone's passionate about planning, but what it does allow you to do is reconnect with your goals, to a degree, reconnect to your business. And actually, that gives you some of the excitement back that you first had when you first started your business. When you start your business, it's really scary, but it's really exciting. You've got so much ahead of you. The world is your oyster. What are you going to do next? You've got so much there. But when we get bogged down with decisions, with the overwhelm, with the daily running, with the firefighting, all of those things that come together, then it can be difficult to kind of think outside of that and think, well, what's my business about? What does it do for me? Well, take that away. Take away some of that by planning and sort of refine that, reconnect, reignite that passion that you had when you started your business. And I love working with new businesses or businesses who are having that kind of that growth spurt, because actually that's where the excitement is. That's where the passion is of like, where are we going? What are we doing next? So that is an overview, some brief descriptions on how planning can help you. And it can help you. I mean, it's just brilliant. If you plan, you can get to your goals. So how do you plan in your business? Well, this is a little bit more individual insofar as the actual method that you use to plan is down to you. So for me, I have a hybrid of physical planners and digital, depending on what it is. So I've got a to-do list, I've got a physical planner, and I like to be able to write things on, and I like to be able to cross it out. That's important. But then I've got other things. I've got a digital to-do list, which then means actually when I'm out and about, I think, I just need to add something on, and it goes on there. So I have a mix of how I work, and you need to find that for yourself. What works, what doesn't. There's no point trying to plan using a method or a system that doesn't work, because actually you won't be doing anything. But take some time out every day or every week to plan a little bit ahead. And it may be that on a Sunday evening or a Monday morning, you plan the week ahead. It may be that as soon as you sit down at your desk with a cup of coffee, you spend 5 minutes just planning your day ahead. What does it look like? What do you need to do? What are the top priorities that you need to achieve today? plan your month. There are going to be regular things that are coming up. So can you plan them in? Can you make sure you've got the time to do them? And planning ahead, so it comes back to the proactivity. If you know that on the 15th of the month, something needs to be done, the same task needs to be done, can you automate it? By planning ahead, it allows you to think about things like that. Create actionable strategies. Now, long words, so just basically say break the goals down. So what are your goals? What's the goal for the year? Break it down to quarters, break that quarter into months, break that month into weeks, until you've got a really small component where you just go, okay, this is it. Because you'll do the small things, and actually by the time you get to your goal in 12 months' time, you've got it because you've done all these things. It is really important when you've got a team to involve them in your planning, because this isn't all about you. This isn't all about your responsibility. Yes, as a business owner, CEO, you are accountable for the business. You are ultimately the head decision maker. But delegating that responsibility lightens your load, but it helps get the teams invested into the business success. Everyone is working towards the same goals. Remember to reflect on what you're doing as well. So reflect on your goals. So look at when you've successfully achieved them. How have you achieved them? What went well and what didn't go so well? What can you learn for the next time that you're planning? Because that will help longer term. And also take those check-ins on the way. So if you've got a 12-month goal, check in every quarter, every month. Just make sure that you're on target. Make sure that actually what you've planned is still appropriate, because sometimes your plans need to change. You need to be flexible and recognize where something's not working, tweak it. Where something needs to be changed, tweak it. Don't just sort of stick in and go, okay, but this is my plan and I'm going to stick by this, because sometimes things change and that's okay. But your plan needs to have that flexibility in that, okay, it can change, it can flex around. So hopefully you can see from this that actually planning is so important. You might not enjoy it as much as me, but actually it's important in your business just as it is important in my business. So for now, why don't you go away and plan the rest of your day and see what you can do, what you can achieve. But for now, that's me. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Remember to subscribe and turn on the notifications.